Sue, thank you so much for watching. Sue's always here. Appreciate you supporting us, Sue. Will Julian Fleming, staying in the wide receiver path here, be at full strength this season? Whoever wants to take that one on first.
I think they're very hopeful that that's going to be the case, and you guys can correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that there was a shoulder issue back to his high school career, and then maybe even a knee issue that kind of popped up a little bit for him. And by the end of the spring, they had pretty much all but shut him down. He didn't play in the spring game this past year. There was no reason for him to do that if he's trying to get healthy. So that's my inclination on him. I do believe he's going to be as close to full go or healthy as he can be. Again, I think the good news is they've got a top three that's pretty good at wide receiver with Wilson, Olave, and Smith-Njigba that will take most of the reps. And then you've got Harrison and Agbuka who look game ready. I mean, they're ready to go out there and play against cornerbacks who are juniors and seniors and beat them is what it looked like to me in the spring. So, if Fleming comes along slowly and doesn't have that big of a year this year and the rest of them produce at a high level, I can live with that. It's a marathon, not a sprint. And, he's going to be fine when the time comes. And I have no doubt they're going to get the best football they can get out of Julian Fleming. And when they need him, he'll be there for them. So I'm a big believer in him. He's a solid kid, straight up, through and through, and a great player. Just got to get healthy, and that's the way it is. I think he's understanding of the situation. I think Hartline and Ryan Day are understanding of the situation, and they're going to bring him along on his pace and have him ready when the time's right. And anything they can get out of him this year with those other five guys is going to be tremendous, in my opinion. So, you worry about it to a point, but I think just time is what he needs to get fully healthy.
Yeah, when it comes to an injury, what we're saying here, first week of July is one thing. Once he sits there and goes through maybe some more rigorous work, you don't know how he's going to respond. I mean, and that's not a matter of how he wants to respond. It's how his body responds. You're not in control of those types of situations. Plus, and I've said it time and time again on the show here, there's a mental aspect to an injury as well. I mean, especially something that has kind of cost you a couple of years. I mean, cost him last year, and something he was dealing with at least for part of high school. You have to kind of get past some of those stumbling blocks. So, I mean, from just a selfish team standpoint, yeah, they're going to be fine. They're going to be fine at wide receiver. There's not a reason to be concerned there. From a much more dialed-in Julian Fleming standpoint, I think it's just going to be a matter of time will tell there, but we've had the opportunity to be around the Ohio State campus when some, just player-only work was going on, and may or may not have heard that Julian Fleming was out there catching passes and looking okay and seemed to be in good spirits. So, kind of take that for what it's worth. But, my expectation is he fully wants to be back, and it's just going to be a matter of his body's going to be able to respond. But I wouldn't bet against it.
Yeah, I think the fact that he could play while he was injured says a lot about him and his want to be out there. Hartline seemed to be pretty confident that they'd get him cleaned up and he would be fine. I go back to the Northwestern game last year, the Big Ten championship game. He started for Chris Olave and he had 3 catches on the first drive and looked very, very comfortable and very effective. And then I think Justin Fields hurt his hand in the passing game, went bunk after that. But a confident guy that maybe had some confidence slip based on the injury and not getting as much time as he wanted. And being the guy behind Chris Olave makes it tough. That he doesn't leave the field much, Chris Olave. So there's going to be some issues just getting snaps. But I think while everybody can talk about Emeka Egbuka and Marvin Harrison and the 2022 class and all of this, like, don't forget that Julian Fleming was the number 1 player in the 2020 class, and he's still he still has all of the skill set that people liked back then, and people should still be excited about him. And I go back to Terry McLaurin and Paris Campbell. Terry McLaurin didn't get his first catch as an Ohio State Buckeye until his 3rd year on campus. Same with Paris Campbell. Paris Campbell even started as a redshirt freshman and still didn't get any catches. He had to drop against Virginia Tech in 2015. So, just because it doesn't happen immediately like it did for Garrett Wilson or Chris Olave, and really it didn't happen immediately for Chris Olave either. It still took him a half a season. So having a little bit of patience for these 5-star guys, I think is perfectly acceptable. I'm expecting decent things from Julian Fleming this year, some plays, and then obviously more next year once Chris Olave is out of the way.
Yep, agree with all of that. And, as we talked about, I just think that Fleming's got a chance, just a matter of him getting healthy. And if you're not excited to see what Olave, Wilson, Smith-Njigba, Harrison, Egbuka do this season, then I can't help you. You're not a true Buckeye fan. It's going to be an aerial circus, I predict. And Jeremy Ruckert will be there to fill in around the edges as well. And every time he catches one, Kevin, what am I going to hear from my left or my right?
That's one Jardo.
That's one Jardo. That's our little inside joke.
We'll leave it at that. Unless, hey, we want to unveil inside jokes and they're no longer
And they wouldn't be inside.
jokes.
Those are outside jokes.